34-year-old Moladun Jaiyesimi is at a cake shop very early. There is an African traditional wedding in town this weekend, and Moladun has a few days to deliver the cake. Her business is booming. It's towards the end of the year, and it's the season when people place orders for cakes for different occasions. But Moladun has her eyes on something bigger.
If I have more money, I would get a standard bakery where I can do bread, where people can walk in, pick fresh bread, pick fresh pastries, do all sorts of cakes.
Moladun is a trained pharmacist, but she abandoned the profession for the love of cake baking. But she has to brush up her skills overseas before starting the business 2 years ago. Moladun's shop is in KUBWA, a busy suburb in the outskirts of Nigeria's capital, Abuja. But getting the money for a bakery is difficult, so Moladun turns to one of the many microfinance banks for help.
You're welcome. Please sit down.
Thank you, sir. Well, I'm here today to find out about obtaining a loan for my business.
How much exactly are you looking at?
A loan of 5 million.
What exactly will 5 million naira be used for?
Moladun's proposal looks quite good, but she has to answer to a few questions from the bank manager, Roger Nwoke, and she has to be very convincing. Because the banks won't just lend out their money without proper checks on the customer.
A mixer is actually going for 2 million.
A mixer goes for 2 million. Okay, I appreciate your coming.
Thank you very much, sir.
And we hope to eat your bread very soon.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Right.
Thank you.
But it's not a good prospect for Moladun. Most microfinance banks in Nigeria charge between 3 to 4% interest rate per month, something that is completely out of the reach of Moladun.
The interest rate is just too high because at the end of the day, the bank will probably take everything that you've worked for, because by the time you service that loan, all the profits you make would go to the bank. I'm not certain I can take that loan.
The next day, Moladun is back to work on the wedding cake. The entire work is a bit of precision, careful attention to details, and pure craftsmanship. Moladun has mastered the technique over time. She's racing for time to finish the design for the wedding cake and still have sufficient time to work on some other cakes. Moladun gets ideas for new designs on the internet, which she also uses to win new customers. A wedding cake like this one sells for 30,000 naira. And Moladun makes enough money to employ 3 shop assistants. Every week, Moladun creates 20 cakes. But it is the imagination from our creative mind that really brings the cake to life.
The most important thing about a wedding cake, apart from the beauty, is the structure, to avoid accidents and problems. And you know, weddings are like a special day for somebody. So if you mess up their cake, it's as good as you messed up their day. So it's very important that you get it right and you know what you're doing.
Unemployment is still very high in Nigeria, with the figures put at about 40%. Shupa Olusi is the National Coordinator of UWIN program.
Thank you.
The initiative is aimed at helping young entrepreneurs to grow their businesses by providing them with grants. A total of 10 billion naira is committed into the first phase of the project, which saw 1,200 beneficiaries receiving between 1 and 10 million naira. Apart from this financial support, the entrepreneurs are trained on effective ways of managing their businesses and generate employment.
That part of the major reasons for establishing the UWIN program is also job creation. And the overall objective is to get between 80 and 110,000 jobs over the 3 cycles of the UN program.
"20 people work in this brick-making facility, also in KUBWA. Work is on the high swing, and there's plenty of pressure to meet up with the daily production.
You need to change the mode. This is already wasting my material.
The facility belongs to Benga Makinde, one of the lucky beneficiaries of the UN project. He received a grant of 10 million naira, which will be released to him in installments. It's to monitor the business by UN, but so far it's a success story for Makinde.
And we've been doing a lot of advertising work, and you can see the quality of our product. Ever since we gained the access to UN, we've had both financial assistance and the entrepreneurial development skills trainings.
Moladun has developed her own marketing skills. She knows the best way is to reach out directly to her customers.
Please, I just want to give you a flyer. We have a cake shop. It's just around the corner. Yeah, thank you.
To this shop, these 2 women, Helen and Grace, are going. They are eager to learn from Moladun how to make cake and hope to follow in her footsteps.
Good morning. Hi, hi, hi. How's the baby? I want it elevated.
For today's lesson, Moladun shows them the secret of modeling. She's not only gifted with cake baking, she's also a gifted teacher. She runs the class once every week for a growing list of students. Is another way Moladun makes more money to finance her business. Using icing sugar and food coloring, Moladun and her student create a high heel shoe.
Then you try to create a kind of stitching effect that you actually see on shoes, you know, and that's mostly what customers pay for.
The transfer of knowledge is helping a few other women to do their own businesses and stand on their feet. Some of them well educated, like Moladun, but stay at home because they can find a job.
It's beautiful. Wow.
Let's give her a clap. So beautiful. It's nice. As a mother, I want to have more time with my children. That's why I'm not working for now. So this cake baking, at least I can do it from home and still have time with my children and as well make money from it.
Time is running out for Moladun to complete the wedding cake. And for the masterpiece to emerge, Moladun needs to enhance the decoration with colors. She has worked on the piece for 2 days and has to deliver it very early the next day. But Moladun still has to add the finishing touch. She also has to fine-tune all the rough edges and curves for the design to pick the desired shape for a special occasion. It's a complex exercise that requires even greater attention from the craft master herself. The final work is done and the cake is displayed in its full glory for all eyes to see. Moladun delivers the cake on time, just before all the guests are seated. Cakes have become a regular feature of African traditional wedding. It's good business for a growing cake industry, and it's a prospect Moladun hopes to explore. But with her finances too far from what she needs to expand her business, Moladun will have to rely on what she earns and the little support she gets from her family to run the business. It's a lovely cake, a baker's delight, and the bride likes what she sees.
And the bride and groom, the colors, it's fantastic, wonderful.
Thank you.
Moladun returns to another celebration at home. It's the birthday of her youngest son, Timmy, and Moladun has made a cake to mark the occasion. For Moladun, cake baking means the world. She hopes to own the biggest cake factory in Nigeria someday.
Happy birthday to Temi. Happy birthday to you.
But sharing special moments like this with our sons is even more mind-blowing for Moladun.
Yeah, come.